Alright, welcome back. So today we are at High Desert Hobbies. We're gonna go ahead and take our drone. A little windy today, but we're gonna take our drone out here to some open area and give this thing a fly and see if we still have compass error or GPS interference. So seemed like a good place to do it. Some power lines, but other than that, it's not too bad. So I'm gonna try to stay out of everybody's way. There we go. Turn the GoPro on. Turn the drone on first is what I think you should be doing. And then turn this thing on and let it connect. Because if I don't do it that way, I seem to have connection errors. As you can see, the flag is flapping. So there is a lot of wind, and then there is power lines out here in Palmdale. But this field right here, I should be able to fly in, which will give me pretty much a safe place to land if I have to. I'd prefer not to land in dirt, but if we have to, at least there's a field. So I had to stop by here, pick up some stuff from the hobby store. Let's see. So it did connect, which is good. And see, the GoPro photo, time lapse, video. See, something's going on with the start record button. And that's got to be that whole gimbal thing. But we're going to go ahead and start it first. Restricted flight zone. You are responsible for checking official sorts. Huh. We're not that close to the military. Well, that's weird. We're gonna have to fly out somewhere else, because this says that we are in a flight zone restriction. Which I've never seen before. That's probably why the camera won't come on. I mean, there's not a military base around here. Guess we'll go farther to the desert. So I'm going to go ahead and power the drone off.
Powering off.
It says there's a flight zone restriction here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So
We ain't that close to a military base, are we?
No.
No, I didn't think so either.
No, Edwards is. But you know what? There is a flying field.
Ah,
Palmdale Boulevard.
we're too close to the airport.
I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, it popped up on the screen. It says, "Do you have authorization?" I was like, "No." I'll have to go farther out to the desert. She said Palmdale Boulevard, so we'll be back. All right, welcome back. Well, I tried several places. I'm over here at the park because there's a lot of airports out in that desert over by High Desert Hobbies. So signal was great. Problem is that it was restricted all around there. There's Agua Dulce Airport. I counted 13 airports from where I am to where they're at.
Compass interference. Move to a new location or recalibrate the compass.
So compass interference here, which we didn't have over there. So it seems to be that we have all around here is there's some sort of compass interference. So I'm going to try the grass, because the grass should have no rebar in it.
Ready to fly.
So we're going to give this a shot. And it does work. So let's give it a shot.
2, 1.
I honestly think it's the areas. Take a look at surrounding it. This is where I do the bike park bash. Now you can't fly a drone up there at the bike park. It is windy. So as you can see, the drone is doing fine now. So it's not a drone issue, it's just an area issue. It's doing really well in the wind. Take a look at this skate park. It's where all the kids skate, right over there. Right in there. No compass interference, no GPS interference. Does really well. Flies really well. trying to avoid flying at parks, but seems like that's where the best signal's at. Really stable. Really windy up there. What a beautiful view. Look at this thing fly perfectly now. Gyro's nice and smooth. So there you go, guy. $500 into this drone and it flies perfectly. No issues. It's just the mechanical, just where you're flying it. A lot of people have great areas to fly. Real stable, compass, everything working. Pretty cool. Let's see. Point the camera down. You can see me. There I am. Look at that, 8 minutes flight so far. And it's doing awesome. Look how stable this thing is. We're gonna walk up to it. Look how steady it is. Compass, everything working. No map data. But it's flying itself right now, nice and steady. Spin it around, will follow me. As you can see, it's nice and steady looking into the sun. Not a bad purchase for $500 for a brand new drone, and it flies really well. So people on the last video were thinking I was complaining about the drone, and I'm not. I'm learning. This is only my third flight. Where to fly it, where to go. Nice thing about this one, it doesn't allow you to make mistakes. So the drone is perfectly fine, even though it was bricked. The new software, and somebody was saying there was a compass error problem back in 2020, which I appreciate, but we have that 11.11 software in it, which is the latest version that got rid of that compass error problem. The only time you're seeing a compass error problem now is when there's a magnetic field around, a lot of metal, that kind of stuff. Stuff that's actually interfering with the compass that's on board. So the nice thing about this drone is there's a lot of safeties into it, just like the DJI. And yes, I do have a DJI on order, something I purchased because, like I said, 2025 for me is going to be the year for learning how to fly a drone. It's really not that complicated, but there's a lot of things to learn. So this really drone, nice. I like it. I like the size of it. Now, I did buy a mini. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is until I receive it and unbox it, but there's good flight time on this. So this drone is doing really well now. So just one of those things. I just got to learn, you know, the areas of where I can go to fly it. And I definitely like not having to look at the map to see restricted areas. This thing literally tells me where the restricted areas are. So, and I'm sure there's better drones out there. This thing's not that fast. So we'll go ahead and land this thing. I'm going to try to look at that, nice and smooth.
Ready to fly.
It's ready to fly, but I want to get the camera to stop.
Highlight tagged.
Highlight it tagged. For some reason, the start-stop button doesn't work that well.
Comma's battery is too low for takeoff.
I figured we were close to it. But there we go. Drone performed flawlessly. Last time I was heading out to go fly this thing, see what this battery life's at. Yeah, 2 bars. So I went out to go fly this thing, and what ended up happening was my wagon blew up. I'll put in a short clip of everything I had to replace. All right, finally got my BMW fixed. Had a cooling system problem that turned out to be a thermostat that I had put on not too long ago. So this thermostat stuck, which I had no idea that it stuck. Ended up changing the upper hose, which this one isn't too old. You can still see the tape from the sticker, but the O-rings went bad. Put an expansion tank, put a fan clutch on it. This is the original fan clutch. I've never changed it. Ended up putting a fan clutch, an expansion tank. Ended up putting the thermostat. So here's the radiator. And it blew the tank completely off the radiator. This was hanging on. Not only that, but oh, there's the transmission thermostat. This is supposed to have a top to it. When I took it apart, the tank, expansion tank, slips onto it. The thermostat was broken. And right here, this is supposed to have an O-ring on it, and it's all eaten away. So this was the only dealer part I had to buy, which is that piece. They call it trans cooler bracket, because the trans cooler clips on down at the bottom and the expansion tank clicks on right there and then locks in. But it turned out that the radiator blew up
Lost connection.
on the wagon on my way out to High Desert Hobbies. Had to tow it back, and then took the system apart. The tank had cracked. It blew the tank off the radiator. I got that all fixed. Ended up putting a fan clutch on it as well, and then kept dealing with leaks. And believe it or not, apparently the thermostat's stuck, and this thermostat's really complicated. Took me a little while to figure out, because it's electronically controlled, along with
Powering off.
with a wax substance that's inside the thermostats. And I think I replaced this thermostat about a year ago, maybe 2. And thermostat went bad. I think it went bad on the freeway, built up a bunch of pressure, blew the tank right off. So after I replaced the radiator and sealed up the system, had a cooler bracket for the transmission cooler that the backside, you could see where the O-ring was sitting, that the plastic was eaten away because of age. So I ordered that from the dealer. That was $100. I think it was $150 for the radiator. And then I had an upper hose. As soon as I was running it to bleed the system, it was building up too much pressure. These, you fill them with opening up a bleed screw and filling the expansion tank. Well, then there was a thermostat underneath the expansion tank. When I pulled that apart, the thermostat for the transmission cooler was no good, so I put one of those in it, replaced this expansion tank because it was connected to the tank that had blown off. After I got all that sealed up, put all the hoses on, and they're all quick connects for the hoses. There's no hose clamps. Everything snaps together. It O-rings kept leaking every time I get to about, 200 degrees. So I went ahead and had to keep pulling the system apart, changing hoses, and then I was running it, went for a test drive, and turned on the air conditioning, and immediately it overheated and blew one of the heater lines off the expansion tank. Got that put together. I thought maybe I didn't put the hose on right, bled the system again, and went sitting there for an hour. It's fine. As soon as I turn on the air conditioning, overheat immediately. That's when I found the thermostat was sticking. The thermostat is electronically controlled along with mechanically controlled, and it had an issue. Went ahead and again pulled that all apart again, put a fan clutch in it, and put a thermostat in it. And now been driving it for 2 days now, Christmas Day and today, and everything is fine. But there you go. As you can see, the drone works perfectly fine. It's just the areas I was flying in. I was trying to avoid flying at park just because of people, but it's the day after Christmas and a lot of people aren't out here right now. So good opportunity to test it and having fun flying the drone. Can't wait to, try out the new drone. It was very expensive. Nothing like my $500 drone here. I think all said and done into this drone, I'm right about, I think, $600 with paying the guy to unbrick the thing. So not too bad. Still a good drone. The GoPro Karma, I'm a GoPro fan. Everything is working like it should, as you guys can see. But like, comment, subscribe, get out there. You don't need $1,000 or $2,000 drone. you can buy an old Karma and still have fun with it, especially with somebody like me that I'm not sure if I like this. It was perfect for me to, you know, spend little money as possible, get a full-size drone, definitely capture some footage with GoPro because I like GoPro. I have a bunch of GoPros. As you can see, I have 7s, I have 9s, I have cases, everything for GoPro. So that's why this made sense to me, is to buy something that goes with all my camera gear and I can get into it for very little money. But there you go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.